In this video, I'm going to give you 6 tips to get you through the holidays with a little bit more joy, even if you are alone. And number 6 is the easiest and most powerful, so make sure you don't skip that one. Number 1, seek connection with other people. Even though you've lost someone that was very near and dear to you, it doesn't mean that you can't connect with others in your life. So this could be friends, family members, or even new strangers who are soon to be friends. Now, seeking connection and just meeting new people is a little bit different because sometimes meeting new people can still leave you feeling lonely. There tend to be a lot of holiday parties where you're meeting new strangers and maybe they don't always feel fulfilling to you because you have very superficial conversations with people. However, seeking connection will help you feel more connected to other people and less alone. It could even give you an added sense of excitement. Now, actually seeking connection with other people means that you do have to be a little bit more vulnerable. You do have to be a little bit more authentic and seek deeper conversations. It doesn't mean you have to talk about the universe or the end of the world or the meaning of life. If you want to talk about those things, you're absolutely welcome to. I always love those conversations. I know a lot of people actually do love talking about those things, but they don't even know how to transition into that. So part of that is just learning how to create a good setup to it and asking the right kind of questions. Now, let's go back to just more connection, but maybe not the meaning of life. Asking good, interesting questions is powerful for creating a new connection. Sometimes you even divulge a little bit of information about yourself and get other people's opinion on whatever it is. So for example, you know how the Trader Joe's cashiers always ask you how your day is going? Well, one day I was very upset about something that was happening in my life with another man actually. And so I decided to tell him because this other man and I, we were in a disagreement about a situation that had happened the night before. And I was very upset and didn't feel like he was understanding me or understanding my perspective. And so I asked the cashier, being a young man himself, what did he think about the situation? Was I valid in my thinking? And even though it was a little bit more personal, I gave him the details of what happened. And that honestly really let him in. And it instantly, after that, made us feel more connected, even in a 5-minute grocery checkout. And so after that, it kind of felt like we were friends. So whenever I went back to that Trader Joe's and saw him, it was like, oh hey, it's you again. You know something a little bit more in depth about me than most people do. And honestly, most people don't even know that story. And then ironically from there, he actually asked me out on a date. So you never know where your next connection is gonna be. However, you don't always have to give something away of yourself. Sometimes it's just about asking the right questions. So for example, in my dance class, I was tired of the dance partners that I was seeing every single week, twice a week, asking the same question of, oh, how was your weekend? How was your week? What did you do today? It got a little boring after a while. It's okay at first when you're just getting to know someone, but I was like, well, let's spice it up a little bit. So I started just pulling out interesting questions that I wanted to know about, but weren't too deep. So I started with, what's your biggest pet peeve? Because that's an interesting and fun question. And then from there, that seemed a little bit too easy and I wanted to go deeper. So I asked, when was the last time you cried? And that was an interesting one as well. Asking different kind of questions, would you rather questions, even having some questions in the back of your mind of things you could ask people just for fun can really help lighten the mood. It can create a new connection and really spark conversation, which is where you can create a deeper connection with that person. And you'll probably leave the encounter feeling a little bit more excited, a little bit more warm inside, just for having a fun interaction with another person. Number 2 is super important. Stop comparing yourself to other people or the past. Stop looking at others thinking they're so happy, you wish you had them. Why don't you have all these friends or family members to spend time with? Accept what is, and just because they look like they're having fun, just because they look like they have great relationships, doesn't mean that they actually are. It doesn't mean that they're actually healthy relationships. And so sometimes being on your own is actually better. It's happier, it's safer, it's more calm, and you can have more fun on your own than somebody who's going to take you down mentally, emotionally, even physically. It's very normal to have reminders of the past, thinking, oh, this is what we did last year, this was our favorite spot. Those comparisons, even to your past self, are just making you feel worse about the present moment. However, if you stay in the present moment, you look for things that you can do now that will bring you happiness, that feel good to you, and don't worry about the past. Staying in the present moment stops you from comparing to the past or to other people. Another thing you can do, which is also a form of seeking connection, is to volunteer. There are so many ways to help around the holidays, whether it's at a food bank or giving presents to families that are of lower economic status, or helping put packages together, or sing carols, or help out the elderly community. There are so many things that you can do to help and give back to others and actually create connection with other people. It could be connection with other volunteer members. It could be connection with the people that you're serving. Research has shown that giving back and helping others actually makes us feel better and makes us feel happier. Number 4, feel your feelings, honor them, but don't get stuck in them. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. Whatever emotions come up, it's okay to feel. And the best way to feel your feelings is to actually get into your body. Notice, what are you feeling in your arms, in your legs, in your chest, in your stomach? Allow yourself to take note of all of those sensations. Breathe until you get into a more calm and regulated state. And then do something to come back to the present and build joy into the life that you have right now. Getting stuck in your emotions means you're just constantly feeling the emotion, and that's stopping you from doing other things in your life. You're allowing your emotions to dictate your day. So instead of taking a walk or spending time with some friends, you sit at home and you sulk, or you feel whatever feeling it is that's keeping you bogged down. And you waste your days doing things that aren't adding anything to your life. So it's the balance of allowing yourself to feel the feeling and also not letting that feeling control you. Number 5, move your body. Moving your body, especially when it's cold, is really, really important, because oftentimes in the winter, especially around the holidays when we're eating more food, eating more sugar, it's important to move our body to release that excess energy. And also because when it's cold, we tend to not want to do anything. We tend to want to stay put, stay cuddled up, and movement is medicine for the body. So movement is really good, and it also helps to move stuck energy and stuck emotions. So if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling sadness, moving your body can help release those emotions. Plus, exercise and movement actually releases endorphins, which makes you feel good. That's why people get the runner's high. Now, I'm not saying you have to run. One of my favorite ways to move is actually just to have a dance party at home. You could go to a dance class, you could do a Zumba class, you could do a yoga class or Pilates, or go lift weights or run, whatever it is. But my personal favorite is dancing. And dancing has also been shown to actually help reduce anxiety and depression more than other types of exercise. Now, I also want to throw in another fun health fact. Because we tend to eat more sugar and sweets and unhealthy food around the holidays, going on just a 10-minute walk can significantly help reduce your blood sugar spikes. Those spikes in blood sugar that you get after eating something high in sugar. So it's great for your mental health and your physical health. Last year, I actually created a challenge called 75 Happy, which was based off of 75 Hard. It's basically a list of 5 or 6 things that you do every single day to help promote happiness, reduce burnout, combat seasonal affective disorder, and just make yourself feel good. It's very simple. It will take a maximum of 35 minutes per day, so I'll link that down below for you. Also, if you're in no contact with your ex right now, that can be especially hard, especially with the holidays. So if you haven't already, grab my no contact survival guide. It's going to be linked in the description as well. Now, the easiest and most powerful tool that you can use to help get you through the holidays while you're alone is gratitude. There is always something to be grateful for. Practice really feeling into it. even if it was the delicious sugar cookie you ate earlier, or the fact that you can breathe and you're not congested with a cold. We always take being able to breathe easily and freely through our nose for granted, and then when we have a cold, we always remember the times when we can breathe easily. Or the fact that you have a warm bed to sleep in and shelter around. Those are all really great things to be grateful for. And a lot of times we can take those things for granted. This is also good when you're thinking of old memories from the past. They may make you feel sad, wishing that you still had that, but you can reframe in your mind, I'm so grateful I got to have that experience. I'm so grateful that I got to have that person around. And even though it doesn't change what's happened since then, you can still be grateful for that moment or that time period in your life. You can have gratitude to have just experienced that person and gotten those memories. Last year, I spent almost every holiday alone. Halloween, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, all of them. And I was okay. On Thanksgiving Day, I felt a little bit bad for myself. I thought I should be with friends, like this is sad. I was thinking that I should be doing something. I was honestly just making myself feel bad, and there was no reason to. I was shaming myself for not having other people to spend the holiday with, but I didn't even try to make plans to really do that anyways. And then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I learned from that lesson and I decided to create a whole plan just for myself that made me happy, that I really wanted to do. Because I could have done other things, but I chose not to do them. And that will come in my upcoming video of how to really enjoy spending the holidays alone and things that you can do alone during the holiday. So make sure to subscribe so that you can get notified when that video comes out. The holidays can really make us long for somebody even more. So I highly recommend checking out my video on 8 ways to detach from someone. Using those techniques will really help you get through this holiday season and not reach back out to your ex. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at confidence.reclaimed, and I will see you next time.